Hi guys, how are you? Okay, let's start a new project today. So if you don't have open Flash, please launch Flash, and after you launch Flash, please go to create new and select Action Script 3. Okay, Action Script 3, and I will zoom in a little bit so you can see better my stage. Okay, perfect. And I'm using for my workspace the classic one. Okay, and how do you know? Flash in Flash we have a timeline. Okay, we have the canvas, and we have our control panel here. And here on my left, I have my tools. Actually, I love to pull this tool down and have it floating around. And today we are going to create an old-fashioned projector countdown. And to start the project, what we are going to do is change the frame rate of the movie. So right now it is set to, the frame rate is set to 24 frames per second, and we are going to click and change that to 20 frames per second. Okay, and then I zoom out, and another thing I like to do is go to view, pull down and choose grid, show grid. Grid are very good to drawing. Okay, and maybe we need a little larger grid for this project, so please go back to view again. I'm going to back to view and edit grid. Okay, so what we're going to do is in place then 10 pixel, what we are going to do is 15 pixel by 15 pixel and click OK. Okay, perfect. That sounds good. I'll zoom a little out here and see a little more, and maybe I'll zoom back so you can see what I'm doing here. Perfect. So what I'm asking you to do right now, and here in the top, in our timeline, in the layer, in the default layer, we are going to change name of this, and just double click. We are going to click to call that flicker. Okay, it's going to be the flicker layer. Okay, zoom out. It's very important in Flash, name the layers, the movies, everything, because Flash could be very, very complicated, and have a label, everything can help you a lot. Okay, so now we are going to create a rectangle shape in our flicker layer. So what we do is go to the tools and select the rectangle tool. Perfect. And be sure you are selected your stroke, it's black, and your fill it turn off. Okay, that's very important. So let's zoom out. And then we're going to draw a square here, and you can hold down the shift key, and so you can do a nice square, and about I think 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 square, 10 little square. There you go, our nice square here, and I'm going to zoom in. Perfect. Now, after we did this, what we can do is actually um, decide what kind of fill we want for our filler, for our flickers. Okay, so what I'm going to do is select the paint bucket tool, and then I'm going to click in fill color. And I'm going to get down here. Let's see if I can zoom in here. I'm going to select this one, okay? And zoom out. And then I'm going to go over and just click. Perfect. And actually, I will go back to edit, and maybe we can do something better. And on the fill gradient, okay. Zoom out. This time, when we click, try to click in the center, okay? Click. Much better, because I wanted this a perfect round area here, our gradient. That's a look much better than before. Perfect. So now, next step is click in the frame 1. Just click there, and how you can see our rectangle is all selected. Then what we can do is I'm going to zoom in inside, and right click with the mouse, right click, and what we're going to do is convert this shape in a symbol. There you go. So we are going to call this symbol flicker. I'm going to zoom in so you can see what I'm doing. And flickers. I hope I spelled correctly. And the type of the symbol, it's a movie clip. I think we are, everything else for right now, we don't care. So we click OK. Okay, so we zoom out a little bit. So now our shape became a movie clip. And how you know, movie clips, they have their own timeline. So if we double click in the rectangle, double click, how you can see here, we went to the timeline of the movie clip called flickers. We are not anymore in the scene 1, yes, here, but actually in this timeline, but actually we are in the movie clip flickers timeline. Okay, this is a very important concept to grab. Okay, perfect. And so now here, what we are going to do is create a new, insert a new keyframe. Okay, so click in frame 1, then mouse right click, and we select insert keyframe. So basically what we do is create a copy of our rectangle. So we have one copy in frame 2 and one copy in frame 1. Okay, perfect. Go back to frame 1, and we can zoom out so we can see. And what I'm going to do now is select here. I'm going to zoom so you can see what I'm going to select. I'm going to select gradient transform tool. It's possible that your tool is look like this. So just click, hold, and then the gradient transform will appear. Okay? Okay, perfect. So now we just click in the middle of our rectangle, and I'm going to zoom out just a little bit so you can see it better, and maybe too much. I'm going to zoom in again. Okay, so now what we are going to do is expand a little bit the gradient. Okay, how you can see there are 3 brackets. One will just transform this in ellipses, you know, but we don't want that effect, so I'm going to go back to edit, I go undo, okay, and this other here in the bottom here, this other here is going to rotate this, but really in this case doesn't make any sense to use this tool because will give us the same result, okay. So I'm going to undo this too, okay, and again, go back here and click, outside, click, okay, and so what we're going to use actually is this bracket here in the middle, just to expand, you see, we expand a little bit proportionally all around the gradient, okay. So at this point we should have in frame 1 a darkened area and in frame 2 a lighter, okay. So it would be like something that I think at this point we must save this project. So we go save, and we save the projector. We can call it projector, and we can save it. I will save it in my desktop, but you please, you don't save this project on your desktop because you can lose it if your computer crash, okay. So please don't save this project in your desktop, okay. Of course, if you are in the classroom, okay. Thank you. Okay, and so what we do now, again, we can see this, okay. We can test right now this movie. So what we are going to do is going to control and test movie, go down and test, okay. Also, what you can do too is command return or enter, and you can preview your movie. I'm going to zoom in, and here it's our flicker going on, okay. It's just a movie clip that we create. So okay, let's go back to scene 1 again. We are in the timeline of the Flickr movie clip, okay. So now we are going to back to scene 1, and how you can see the frame in the timeline, the main timeline. It's just 1, but we know that inside the Flickr movie clip there are 2 frames, okay. Perfect. So now we create our first movie clip. In this project we are going to create another 2 movie clips. All these movie clips are going to interact together in some way, okay. So now going back to the timeline, what we're going to do is create a new layer, and we will call this new layer the spinner, okay. Spinner. Okay, so I zoom out, and I'm going to lock the flicker. So I'm here, and just I want to show you. I'll lock this here, okay. And then I'm going to the tools. I'm going to select the rectangle tool. And now what I'm going to do is holding down the shift key, I'm going to draw a square, okay, and what I'm going to do is select the pen tool, the selection tool, click in the middle and delete that. And at this point, you delete the fill. Okay. So at this point, if you go back to the layers, so what you can do is hide the layers. So we can hide the layer, so you should have something like that. Okay, makes sense. Okay, perfect. So again, we have one layer gets the flicker, and another layer could we have the this stroke, a rectangle stroke. Okay. So okay, next step is to transform this spinner in a movie clip. So double click or click in the frame. Okay, click in the frame here. Just click, and automatically your rectangle will be selected. And then with a mouse right click, and go down and convert it to symbol. Convert it to symbol, and we will call this the spinner. Spinner. Oops, probably if I spell this correctly. And be sure get the symbol type as movie clip. Okay, and just say yes. Okay, I'll zoom out a little bit. Now I'm going to move this here so go a little closer. So now what we're going to do is go to the edit. We are going to edit this movie clip, and so we are going to double click, and we are at this point in the spinner, the spinner timeline. Okay, and in the spinner timeline we have a lot work to do. Okay, so what we're going to do right now is going to the tools, select the line tool, click in the line tool, and then we just draw down a nice, holding down the shift key, you go straight, a nice line like this. There you go, nice. Okay, so next step will be select this line here. Okay, so what we're going to do is one click, just one click, then hold down the shift, one click, and then the last section, one click. Why we hold down the shift? Because if we double click this, we will select everything, and we don't want to select everything. Okay, so again, shift, hold down shift, click, click, click. Then we go to the edit, and we select copy, and then again paste in place. Okay, now without clicking in any place else, what we're going to do is going to window and choose transform. Okay, transform, I was saying, and here is our transform. What I'm going to do is drag this over here, the tab over here, so I'm going to see what I'm going to do. And what I want to do now is create a spinner all 360 spinner. Let me show you what I mean. So here in the transform, I'm going to click rotate. Okay, click rotate, and here I'm going to click 18 degree, and then I click enter, and you see our spinner is going 18 degree. Then I'm going to repeat the same thing again. So I'm going to say, in place to turn off, click again 18. What I'm going to use is duplicate selection. So click, 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 click. Perfect. And And then I can keep going too, doing the same things, and I can click, 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 and click. And now I complete my 360 spinner all around. Okay, perfect. So now what can I do is going to frame 1. Okay, here frame 1. And what I need to do is what I need to do, I'm sorry guys, I'm getting lost. This is a very complicated project. And what I'm going to do now is select the paint bucket tool. Okay, I click on paint bucket tool, and I'm going to select the fill this time a grayish area, and also I'm going to change the opacity to about 50. Alpha 50. Okay, perfect. And then I'm going to zoom out a little bit, and here say flasher remind me to save, and I'm going to save it. What I'm going to do is fill with this gray the first slide, the first slice of my spinner. So I click, and you see, then I'm going to click in the frame 1, and then hold down the F6, the shortcut F6, and create a new frame. Okay, F6. Okay, and go back to the stage and fill the second slice. Click. Then again, go back here in the frame and click F6, and again fill. Then again F6, fill, F6, fill. So at this point you are a quarter of our spinner. So you should be a frame 5. Okay, should be here a frame 5. Okay, so we can still keep doing. So again, F6, create a new frame, you fill the space, F6, you fill the space, F6, another frame, you fill it, F6, another frame, you fill, F6, another frame, you fill. At this point, you are halfway, so you should be a frame 10, okay? Just to check if you are okay, you can hold this here and you can go back and see if really your flicker works. You see? Tack, 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 tack. Okay? Okay, it's getting there. So go back to the end, frame 10. And again, we keep going. So now we need add another frame, so keyframe. So we will click F6, and then we will fill, F6, fill, F6, fill it, F6, fill it, F6, fill it. At this point, we are 3/4 and we are a frame 15, okay? And just keep going. So F6, click, F6, click, F6, click, F6, click, F6, click. Now you are at frame 20. Perfect. So we can test it just holding down here and go back, and it should work fine. Let's see if I can zoom out and show you how this works. Okay, perfect. Our flicker going all around. Perfect. So the only thing we need to do now is going to frame by frame and delete these lines. Okay, so what I mean, what you do is go in frame 1 and just double click. So frame 1, double click and delete. Then frame 2, delete. Oops, sorry. Frame 2. Be sure that you don't click in the frame because you will select everything. Okay, like I did before. So again, I use this bracket here. Okay. So here again, double click, delete. Frame 3, double click, delete. Again, I'm going to zoom in so you see really what I'm doing. I hold in here and I move this to frame 4. Then I go here and I double click and delete. And again, same thing. Double click, delete, click, double click, delete. I know it's a lot of work, but this happens in Flash when the animation are getting a little more complicated, okay, or sophisticated, okay. So again, same things. Double click, delete, and double click, delete. I'm going here with you guys doing all this. I know it's a little intense, but I think in the end we will have a nice projector countdown. Okay, so just trust me. Okay, keep working here with you and double click again. I think this is the last one. And what we're going to do is now is save it again, save it, and we can go back to the main level, so the scene 1, okay, and how you see in scene 1 we see just a couple frames, nothing else. And what I'm going to do is now go to control, test movie, test, or shortcut command, okay. And so here it's our flicker in the background and the spinner in the foreground. Perfect. Zoom out. And now what I'm going to do is see if I can pull up my movie again. Here it is. Okay. And so next step now is to add numbers to our projector. So what I'm going to do is create here a new layer. Click on layer, and I'm going to call this layer numbers. Okay, perfect. I'm going to zoom up, and for this I'm going to select the text tool, click on the text tool, and I'm going to create just some component. Be sure that your text tool has selected a classic text, okay, and in the property tabs, okay, classic text, and then I'm choosing for this font Times New Roman, excuse me, and the style bold, the typeface in 96, probably I'm going to be a little larger than 120, I think I'm going to do, and let's see if I can grab this, and I'm going to zoom out and move this down a little bit, my typeface here, okay, and again, and I can't type yet anything, so I'm going to type 0, okay, and I want to get this here is going to be a paragraph. I want to center the alignment, center, and there you go. So center, and what I want to do is change the color of my number 2. So I'm going here in color and just choose black. There you go. At this point, it's look pretty good, at least for now. Good. So what I'm going to do is create the last movie clip. Okay, so same process of the other one. Just click in the number here, and with right mouse click, convert to symbols. Okay, so I'm going to do again and zoom in so you can see really what I'm doing. So mouse click right, right mouse click, and then select convert to symbol. Okay, so in the here we're going to say name numbers, and then we are going again be sure get the type of a symbol and movie clip. Say okay. Perfect. So like we did before, we double click in our symbol, and now we are in the timeline of the numbers here. Okay, and what we're going to do now is create the countdown. Okay, so because our frame rate is 20 frames per second, what we're going to do is change the number every 20 frame. Okay, so we are going to frame 20 in the timeline, frame 20, click there, and then we insert a keyframe. You can use the shortcut F6 or mouse right click and insert keyframe. Okay. I'm going to zoom out so you can see really what I'm doing. Perfect. So now what we're going to do is change the 0 to 9. So you should have it now. Frame 1, 0, frame 29. Then we jump to frame 40, click in frame 40, click in frame 40, F6. So we make a copy of the 9, and we are going to change that 9 to 8. Then we jump to frame 60. Frame 60. Oops. Let's see if I can go back to frame 60. Frame 60. Again, F6 or right mouse click and select insert keyframe. Okay, either way works. Probably F6 is a little quicker. Okay, so at this point we are in frame 7. No, in frame 7, but in countdown 7, number 7, and then again we are going to jump to frame 80, and again F6, and we are going to change our number to 6. Same thing here. So next step is 100. Click on 100. Okay. F6. Okay. And we at this point we are in the halfway of our countdown. So this is a number 5. And just keep going. So frame 120, insert keyframe or shortcut. Okay, the shortcut again F6, and at this point I'm 120, so we are at countdown 4, then we go to 140, F6, countdown 3, then F6, oh, getting confused here, frame 160, F6, okay, and this is countdown 2, and then we need to jump to frame 180, F6, okay, and at this point the countdown it's 1, and then the last one is jump to frame 200, but this time what we are going to do is just insert a frame, just a simple frame, okay, no keyframe, because we are not going to change the number, right? Makes sense? Okay, so we see what we have here. I'm going to just play this 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that's what we can count like this. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 1. Perfect. Okay, so we're done here, and we can go back to scene 1. So I'm going back to scene 1, and of course I'm going to save. After that, I'm going to test the movie. So Control, oops, too fast here, man. Control, test movie, and test or command return or enter. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Here we have our movie going on here. Okay, our projector. And still we need to do some little graphic adjustment to finish our project, but looking good. We combine 3 movie clips, they interact between them, okay? So I click this off for a moment, and I go back here, and what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to go to the timeline and insert a new layer between the spinner and the number, okay? So new layer, click, and I'm going to call these lines, and then I'm going to click and lock the number. So perfect, look good, go back, and now I'm going to click this, close this transform here. I'm going to my tools, here in my tools, and select the line tool, and let's move a little bit here so you can see it. What I'm going to do is create a couple things. I'm going to create one line here in the middle, here split the horizontal line, then here the vertical line. Only the shift key, it's a lot easy to go straight. Okay, 1, 2, perfect. And now next step is going to select the oval tool. Perfect. Let me zoom out a little bit with the oval tool. What I'm going to do now is going with my pointer here in the middle, and then I'm going to hold down the option key and shift key both together, and then I'm going to drag around a circle, okay, about this. Probably I need to do some adjustment to the number, but this is look pretty good. Maybe a little tight here. I go, oh, I make a big mistake here. So what I'm going to do is just make it go back a few steps, and I'm going to my tool again, and when I selected the oval tool, I forgot to do something. excuse me, I need to in the fill. I don't need the fill, so I'm going to unselect the fill. So empty fill, okay? Just the stroke I need, okay? Okay, so again, go back here in the middle. Then again, hold down Option key, a Shift together. I hope I can finish this tutorial. My throat's getting really bad. So anyways, okay, again, so I need to do another circle. Again, Option and Tool, and click on the oval tool. Go in the center. Option, Shift, hold down Option and Shift. And do a nice circle. About that, it's fine. Then I zoom a little back. Okay, I think we are pretty good. Maybe what we can do is go to the layers. This time I'm going to lock the line layer, and I'm going to unlock the number layer. I zoom out, and I'm going to click on the number. And maybe I want to just slice a little, maybe a little bit more balance the number here in the middle. And I think we of course we need to save our project, and I think we are done. We can test the movie, Control, test movie, or Command Enter. Let's see what we got here. I think we have our flicker working very good. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I'll see you next. Bye, guys.